What's going on, Trax News? It's been a while. I've been busy with the holiday season, with my jewelry business here. Gonna give you an update on what's going on. You heard, the American people, they get $600. Foreign countries get all this. Smithsonian gets, how much is Smithsonian getting there? $1 billion, right? It's hard to read all the zeros. This is the way it works. 1,000, million, billion, right here, when you get that many zeros. And we're gonna do a little bit of math to see how we're getting played. So 453 million for Ukraine, $500 million for Israel. Nepal gets 130. They're taking a lot of money. They're printing it from the reserve and they're distributing it to the world for one reason or another. And it's okay. It's printed money. You could play numbers games there where that money floats around and has confidence. These countries need it. Of course, it's all going on our deficit. Obviously, we're not doing our due diligence or proper business in the interest of the people. But then you get slapped across the face with $600. The average person out there who has to fund this entire operation. Just so you know, all right, if you take this $900 billion left over, you get every man, woman, and child in this nation would get around $2,700 per person. Right? If you took that money that we're giving away to all of these places for relatively nothing at all, nothing in return, disrespect in return, we'd probably get $2,700. But here's what I want you to understand. You don't just send a wire transfer for $1.3 billion to Egypt. Where does the money go? Who gets their hands on it? Where's the oversight? How is it distributed? That's the real question that you should ask yourself. Right? A congressman puts in $1.3 billion, then he goes to Egypt, and they set up a little bank account for him with a couple of million here and there, and it's the corruption and the lies are now in front of your face. Think of the disrespect it takes to have a stimulus check. It's okay, $1,200. The bottom line, before I even get into that, your life deserves way better, and you can have such a higher quality of life in this nation. No opioid addicts, better housing, better everything, if things were run properly with the wealth of this nation. Instead, it's being debauched. But they send out this $1,200 stimulus check after they stuff their pockets. And then the second stimulus check, which they delay, they decide $600 is good enough for you. Here, take half. I get you a cheese sandwich today. You starved for a week, and I give you half a cheese sandwich. You'll be all right. This is the respect that they have for the American people. This is how you get played. And, of course, Trump got a lot of points because he popped up and he said the following.
Anyway, in a Twitter video last night, President Trump called the $900 billion COVID relief.
A slap in the face.
The bill they are now planning to send back to my desk is much different than anticipated. It really is a disgrace. I am asking Congress to amend this bill and increase the ridiculously low $600 to $2,000 or $4,000 for a couple. I'm also asking Congress to immediately get rid of the wasteful and unnecessary items from this legislation and to send me a suitable bill, or else the next administration will have to deliver a COVID relief package, and maybe that administration will be me.
Okay, so we're going to get to the election fraud or whatever situation towards the end of the video, but here's a president who says, you know what, $600, he's a negotiator, he knows money. $600 is bullshit. It's an undignified amount. Give them $2,000, $4,000 for a couple. There's a lot of people there saying they don't want the free money or they don't want this. It's not free money. It's your money. It's your country. You don't got the right mentality. When that money is spent in this country, your wealth is supposed to increase in relative to everyone else, and you get a bigger piece of the pie, so to speak. The country's still yours. And that mentality is why people are getting ripped off and taken for this ride. But the disrespect from $1,200 to $600 to stimulate the economy, some people really need that $2,000. Some people don't need it at all. But rather give it to the people that do than the people that don't. And a lot of people are suffering. What are they going to do with $600? That's like a couple of weeks' worth of groceries they're going to buy. And then what? That's their relief? Nothing focused on the restaurants. They took all this time. They played all this politics before the election to strain the American people for election purposes. And then they come in with a $600 fucking check. to play these games with you, and he's got the balls to veto that shit and tell him to take that back to wherever the fuck it came from and start from the beginning. So I just want to do a little bit of math for you. The ultimate bill, they're taking the 900 from the previous bill. They've got another $2.4 trillion bill. Let's put $2.4 trillion on the map here and see how much that is per every American, okay? So 2412, that's 2,400. That is 3 more zeros here. Okay, that is going to be 2.4 million. 3 more zeros is billion, is trillion. Okay, you just press 0 3 times and you go to the next word, essentially. That's the way I do it. And now let's divide that by roughly 300 million Americans. 300, I guess 3 million, right? Okay, yeah, that's right. Or 300,000, my bad. It's been a long day. I've counted a lot of numbers. You got to forgive me here. What is that, 300 million? Yes, that's 300 million. And the equal sign is 8,000 a person. Get rid of the credit card debt. You could pay this, you could pay that. You could equalize. This is a numbers game. This country should be working for you. Your life should be better. You should have more access to a piece of the pie. And it's simple calculation to see when they take a 2.4 trillion, that's $8,000 a head. For what? For gender studies in Pakistan? It's not fair. It's not right. You're taken for a ride. You got to put your foot down. You can't be manipulated all the time. Last word, you know, voter fraud and all this stuff. More and more, you already know that it came out. There's so much evidence. I don't want to go over it. The dragging of the boxes, the games. They stole your democracy from you. Whether you're a Biden supporter or a Trump supporter, they stole your democracy from you. Hillary originally stole it from Bernie. Bernie could have beat Trump that time, but she stole that. And then she tried to do this, and then Trump won, and then she tried to steal, and there's the Democratic Party is thieves, liars, and they need, and so are the Republicans for the most part. All these deep-seated, deep-rooted people in government need to be cleaned out, and you need to put your foot down. This is your country, that's your money, and if you enjoy people playing with you, and you don't want to open your eyes, continue and go on your merry way. That's all I can tell you.